If people are okay turning on cameras, it'd be really nice to see people's faces. The second half of the session will be interactive, but no worries if you don't feel comfortable with that. But I would really appreciate people share their screens. Let's build this chatbot together. But let's begin with a little bit of an introduction about what is AI, what are the applications of AI. So just give me 1 second. Set up my screen. You'll see a very messy screen in a second. Oh, 1 second, sorry, I cannot share my screen. Okay, apologies about this. I might have to just restart. Hey, sorry, unfortunately I had to restart everything, so just give me 1 second so I can get everything working, get my slides up and running, and then we can begin. I'm really sorry about this.
No, no problem. No problem. It's okay.
Hey, okay, let's try again. So I'm going to share my screen. And I hope everyone can see my screen. I can't see everyone, so if everyone could just shout out if you can see my screen, please.
Yes, yes, we can. Please proceed.
Thank you. Well, hi, everybody. So today we're going to start off by talking about applications of artificial intelligence in industry. Just wanted to start off with a bit of introduction of who I am. Thank you for the extremely kind introduction, but officially my title is a data engineer, but actually I work a lot on machine learning projects, and we'll go over this in a second what the differences are. My current project right now is we are one of the world's largest platforms for art. So we combine galleries, collectors, artists, all on one page. And we are focusing on redesigning the homepage and using lots of different machine learning models to personalize the experience. I've been working with machine learning for the last 5 years, lots of different industries, lots of different challenges, ranging from the size of the data, the type of projects, the requirements of the company. Also, I've worked in places where there's been no data. So that's been really interesting because actually data is a core requirement to build these incredible intelligent products. In my personal life, I do a lot of voluntary work. I'm based in Berlin right now. I'm the city lead for the Women in AI chapter. I also lecture. I do Python and machine learning courses. I'm a mentor. I also have been designing the exams for some of the data science boards. And I love art, I love plants, I love food, and I love philosophy. So why are we here? What are we going to be learning today? We're just going to have a quick overview of the type of roles in the data world. There's a data engineer, there's data scientists, What do they all mean? We're going to have a quick overview of what is machine learning. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, where does machine learning come into that? We're going to talk about some applications of artificial intelligence in industry. And then we're going to build our very own chatbot. We're going to start super simple and we're going to build on that. So I hope everyone's really excited about it. I'm going to guide you through it. Everyone here should be able to build their own chatbot. I would love just to take a second, if anyone would like to just introduce themselves. Maybe you could tell me who you are, what you know about AI. No pressure, but yeah, it would be nice to also hear from the group. You can also type in the chat if that helps. Just going to stop sharing for a second. But yeah, maybe we could just take a second. Maybe people can just type in the chat, like who you are, what do you know about AI? Have you worked with Python? Just anything, so I could get an idea what type of people are here in the group today. Oh, wow, thank you very much. So have you built a chatbot before? Okay, well, exciting. So I look forward to, hopefully you will be one of our first volunteers and you can show everyone how to build a chatbot. Yeah, Mir, that's a really good interpretation of AI. And do you know the difference between machine learning and AI? Thank you, John. Well, I'm glad to see we have a range of people in this group. Um, so let's talk a little bit technically first. Okay, thanks, Mir. Let's talk a little technically first and talk about the industry and what type of jobs exist in the industry. And then we'll go into a little bit more about AI itself, and then we'll talk about the difference between AI and machine learning. So I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so we live in this world where every company, Google, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, are capturing an insane amount of data about us. And they take this data and they build all these, some useful, some controversial, machine learning models. So who are the people in industry who are using AI? That's what we're going to discuss about first. So we have data scientists, we have data engineers, and we have data analysts. Data analysts traditionally focus more on business problems and they focus more on a holistic view of the data. So how many customers does a company have? So their relationship with machine learning is a little bit different. But data scientists and data engineers, they're the ones who are more involved in programming, building these machine learning models, getting all the data needed to build these machine learning models, understanding the machine learning models, translating the machine learning models, how do these models stay up to date? So there's so many challenges that these machine learning models have. So my role is actually more a data scientist. So I take a project from the start. So I look at all the data the company has. I make lots of transformations to the data so these machine learning models can understand um, these data sets. So traditionally, data scientists use programming languages such as Python, R, SQL, and others, but these are sort of the traditional expectations. Data engineers, on the other hand, are the ones who are creating all the pipelines to get all this data. So there's millions and millions of data points, even billions sometimes. So how do we store all this data so that a data scientist can access this and we can build these machine learning models? That's the role of data engineer, creating infrastructure to be able to support such large data sets. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with these technologies, but Hadoop, NoSQL, these are some of the programs that are expected for a data engineer to know. But again, what the engineers and scientists have in common are Python. So my role is sort of in the middle right now, not quite a data engineer. I'm a little bit more technical than a data scientist. But what I do in my day-to-day job is I take all the user behavior and I'm trying to predict what type of artworks do the users see based on their behavior? What type of artist should be recommending them? So these are the type of questions that I'm asking and answering. Okay, let's go into machine learning 101. So artificial intelligence, as someone rightfully said in the chat, is how do we make the human learn? How do we create artificial intelligence? So there's lots of debates around what does AI mean, and it's a philosophical question at the end of the day. But very simply, when we think robots, chatbots potentially, Alexa, Siri's, all these voice activation that we're so reliant on today's age. These are examples of artificial intelligence. They're mimicking human behavior without being explicitly programmed. Machine learning, on the other hand, it's a subset of artificial intelligence. It uses some of the same models, but it requires large amounts of data. And we're looking for patterns in the data. We're looking, how do we take, based on historical data, how do we make predictions? So when I gave the example, I look at users, I look at their data, and I try to make predictions about what sort of art and artwork they might be interested in. Lots of different companies are answering lots of different questions with machine learning. So machine learning is, I guess, in a way, applied artificial intelligence. So when lots of companies are talking about they're using AI, when we say we're using AI to detect cancer, most companies are using, or research is using, machine learning and deep learning models. And then what data science is doing is leveraging these models. So I know, sorry, we didn't go into deep learning, but for today's lecture, I feel that's a bit out of scope, but our focus is primarily on machine learning. And what a data scientist is doing is preparing all the data, finding all the resources of data to use, analyzing the data, and leveraging these artificial intelligence and machine learning models to make predictions, to answer questions. It varies on the industry, it varies on the type of problem, how some startups have much simpler models and much more advanced places, like I said, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, all these huge companies. So everyone's doing different things with machine learning and artificial intelligence. When we talk about machine learning, there's two concepts which are really important. One is this concept of supervised learning, and the other is this concept of unsupervised learning. So today we're all here, we are a group of 20, 30 people, we all have different backgrounds, we all have different knowledge about AI, machine learning, some of us are industry, some of us are still students. What if we want to segment us into different groups so that if we were to divide us into, let's say, 5 groups, we could tailor this course better. So the experienced data scientists might not need an introduction. They can just focus on, they could build a chatbot by themselves. And people who are new to Python and new to the industry, maybe we need to go into these concepts in more detail. So we would create these personalized workshops And in order to do that, we would do some sort of segmentation or clustering work. And that's an example of unsupervised learning because we're not sure how to segment or cluster the group. We take all this data, so we take all the data that we have about us, where we're from, maybe our industry experience, our knowledge on Python, maybe there's other demographic information that we can use. Our age could maybe play a factor, and we want to just cluster everybody. So that's an example of unsupervised learning because we are just trying to find patterns in the data, but we're not quite sure what we're looking for. That's the unsupervised learning algorithm. Supervised learning is when we actually know what we're trying to predict, and we use historical data or training data to make these predictions. So maybe we want to build a model to predict the gender of a user. And so we take all the historical data we have on our users, and then when a new user comes along, we're able to predict their gender. Or everyone, I hope, has emails around how do we classify an email into spam and not spam. So that's an example of using supervised learning. There's a very clear outcome. We know if an email will land into spam or not. And we also have historical data which shows us like these emails were spam and these emails were not spam. So that's just a slight difference when we talk. So we talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about applying artificial intelligence, we talk about machine learning, and then there's different types of machine learning. And then within the different types, we go even more granular. So we work with classification problems and regression problems. But I think that's enough of an overview for machine learning for today. But it gets very granular and there's different algorithms. And that's what makes it feel so interesting because there are so many different types of algorithms and so many different use cases. So the learning never stops. I've included this video here, which is just the basics of machine learning. If it's okay, I would like to just play it. I sometimes find myself, because I'm so deep into this area, that I maybe don't break things down as simply as I could. So I thought this video is really good. So we're just going to watch it, and I hope everyone can hear it. Can everyone hear that? I'm just going to stop sharing for a second because I can't see. You could, okay, 1 second, sorry. Let me see how I can share my screen with the audio. 1 second.
Past experiences, and machines follow instructions given by humans. But
1 second, sorry. Let's try this again. Oh, it worked that time? Okay, great. Okay, thank you for the feedback.
we know humans learn from their past experiences, and machines follow instructions given by humans.
I just need to make sure. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the feedback. I'm learning a lot about Google Meets from this call. I usually use Zoom, so I apologize for the errors. But yeah, we're just going to watch a quick 5-minute video just because, like I said, I think it's important to hear different perspectives. And then we'll open up the floor for some questions.
But what if humans can train the machines to learn from their past data and do what humans can do and much faster? Well, that's called machine learning. But it's a lot more than just learning. It's also about understanding and reasoning. So today, we will learn about the basics of machine learning. So that's Paul. He loves listening to new songs. He either likes them or dislikes them. Paul decides this on the basis of the song's tempo, genre, intensity, and the gender of voice. For simplicity, let's just use tempo and intensity for now. So here, tempo is on the x-axis, ranging from relaxed to fast, whereas intensity is on the y-axis, ranging from light to soaring. We see that Paul likes the song with fast tempo and soaring intensity, while he dislikes the song with relaxed tempo and light intensity. So now we know Paul's choices. Let's say Paul listens to a new song. Let's name it as Song A. Song A has fast tempo and a soaring intensity, so it lies somewhere here. Looking at the data, can you guess whether Paul will like the song or not? Correct. So Paul likes this song. By looking at Paul's past choices, we were able to classify the unknown song very easily, right? Let's say now Paul listens to a new song. Let's label it as Song B. So Song B lies somewhere here with medium tempo and medium intensity. Neither relaxed nor fast, neither light nor soaring. Now can you guess whether Paul likes it or not? Not able to guess whether Paul will like it or dislike it? Are the choices unclear? Correct. We could easily classify song A. But when the choice became complicated, as in the case of song B, yes, and that's where machine learning comes in. Let's see how. In the same example, for song B, if we draw a circle around the song B, we see that there are 4 votes for like, whereas 1 vote for dislike. If we go for the majority votes, we can say that Paul will definitely like the song. That's all. This was a basic machine learning algorithm also. It's called K nearest neighbors. So this is just a small example in one of the many machine learning algorithms. Quite easy, right? Believe me, it is. But what happens when the choices become complicated, as in the case of song B? That's when machine learning comes in. It learns the data, builds the prediction model, and when the new data point comes in, it can easily predict for it. More the data, better the model, higher will be the accuracy. There are many ways in which the machine learns. It could be either supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or reinforcement learning. Let's first quickly understand supervised learning. Suppose your friend gives you 1 million coins of 3 different currencies, say 1 rupee, 1 euro and 1 dirham. Each coin has different weights. For example, a coin of 1 rupee weighs 3 grams, 1 euro weighs 7 grams and 1 dirham weighs 4 grams. Your model will predict the currency of the coin. Here, your weight becomes the feature of coins, while currency becomes their label. When you feed this data to the machine learning model, it learns which feature is associated with which label. For example, it will learn that if a coin is of 3 grams, it will be a 1 rupee coin. Let's give a new coin to the machine. On the basis of the weight of the new coin, your model will predict the currency. Hence, supervised learning uses labeled data to train the model. Here the machine knew the features of the object and also the labels associated with those features. On this note, let's move to unsupervised learning and see the difference. Suppose you have cricket dataset of various players with their respective scores and wickets taken. When we feed this dataset to the machine identifies the pattern of player performance. So it plots this data with the respective wickets on the x-axis while runs on the y-axis. While looking at the data, you will clearly see that there are 2 clusters. The one cluster are the players who scored high runs and took less wickets, while the other cluster is of the players who scored less runs but took many wickets. So here we interpret these 2 clusters as batsmen and bowlers. The important point to note here is that there were no labels of batsmen and bowlers. Hence, the learning with unlabeled data is unsupervised learning. So we saw supervised learning where the data was labeled and the unsupervised learning where the data was unlabeled. And then there is reinforcement learning, which is reward-based learning, or we can say that it works on the principle of feedback. Here, let's say you provide the system with an image of a dog and ask it to identify it. The system identifies it as a cat. So you give a negative feedback to the machine saying that it's a dog's image. The machine will learn from the feedback, and finally if it comes across any other image of a dog, it will be able to classify it correctly. That is reinforcement learning. To generalize machine learning model, let's see a flowchart. Input is given to a machine learning model, which then gives the output according to the algorithm applied. If it's right, we take the output as our final result. Else, we provide feedback to the training model and ask it to predict until it learns. I hope you've understood supervised and unsupervised learning. So let's have a quick quiz. You have to determine.
I'm going to stop there. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Just another way of giving just a quick overview about how we use machine learning. And again, what a vast and fascinating field it is. Just going to share my screen again. So we've spoken about what is machine learning. We've spoken about type of jobs in machine learning. Let's focus a little bit on some applications of machine learning. So one I already touched on was we could use machine learning for customer segmentations. So maybe we know when was the last time the customer came to the website. Maybe we know how often they come to the website. Maybe we know how much they've spent in the past. And based on this and so many other data points, we can use one of these clustering algorithms to cluster the data. And we could identify customers who are considered very important, and we must prioritize them and have all these interesting loyalty and marketing campaigns for. And we can use this segmentation work to find out customers that don't interact with the product. So what can we do about them? What sort of campaign should we have? So this is where the marketing teams of companies might come in. But the data scientist is using a simple clustering algorithm to identify the different types of customers. Similar to the one before, but maybe a business is interested in understanding who are the risky users. So I used to work at a gym, and we wanted to understand customers who are likely not to come to the gym again, because we were reliant on the customers coming every month to the gym or paying us so that we wanted their subscription to last as long as possible. So we were interested in understanding who were the type of customers that are likely to churn, which means leave. That's another very popular use case, and you would use a classification algorithm to identify risky customers. My personal favorite use case of machine learning is recommendation systems. So every time you go onto a website and you're about to buy something, you might see there's a little tab saying, based on the fact you like X, maybe you want to click on Y. Every time you go on Netflix, it's telling you what to watch. It's telling you what other people are watching. So I find the recommendation systems part of machine learning really interesting. And it can also help businesses drive a lot of sales and conversion. But I also, from a machine learning problem, find it really, really interesting. And there's lots of different algorithms that you can use to make these recommendations. But one of the best applications of artificial intelligence is building chatbots and having these chatbots behave like customer agents, behaving like humans. And that's why the world of chatbots is another very exciting field. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So you'll see how complex it gets to build these artificial intelligence chatbots. Well, we're going to start with something really simple that everyone's going to be able to build. And then we're going to iterate on it depending on how quickly we get through this. And let's see if we can build an artificially intelligent chatbot. And what we mean by artificial intelligence here is we don't need to write rules for the bot. The bot is able to interact just like a human would interact. And that requires a lot of training, a lot of data. So it's a very complicated process. But we're going to start with something simple, which is building the shell of the chatbot, having a little bit of fun. And yeah, let's start with that, and we'll see how far we progress. I just want to pause for a second, see if anybody has any questions. Feel free to shout out, type in the chat. And then we can begin with some live coding and building our very own chatbot. But I'm just going to stop sharing for a second and see if anyone has any questions. Okay, if we don't have any questions, how's everyone feeling about building a chatbot? Could people maybe type in the chat their experience with Python? That's really cool. How did they get you interested in algorithms or the analysis of algorithms? What do you mean by that? Okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so can people type in the chat quickly if they've used Python before? Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. And do you have a Python editor on your machine? Okay, great. So 1 second, sorry. Okay, so if you're on a mobile, that's fair enough. The way the workshop has been designed is it's interactive. So I have everything prepared, but I would like someone to volunteer and yeah, we build it together this way, but I will give you a quick demo of what we're trying to build. Um, yeah, we can start with a demo. I just need a few seconds, sorry, because my computer crashed, so I just need to restart and get everything up. So we won't be using Google Colab because we're building a chatbot. We're using Python and we need a Python editor for this case. We're going to be working with terminals, we've been working with lots of code, so it's a little different. So I will guide everyone through and I'll set everybody up, but let me show you, give you a quick demo what we're going to try to build. But I just need 1 minute to set everything up, so just give me 1 minute. Okay, it's gonna be a little messy. I apologize about that. But let me show everyone what we're gonna start building and see how excited everyone gets. Okay, sharing my screen. Who here is familiar with Telegram? Yay. Okay, so basically we're gonna use Telegram as our shell. And what we're gonna do is build our very own dog bot. So when I type in bot, I should get a cute dog image. It could be because it's not running right now or it's being a little slow. But what we're building is we're building a chatbot that should work so that when you type in bot, an image should appear. I'm a little unsure why that's not working, but no worries. I think it's because it's not running right now. So we're going to build our own. So what will happen is that when we type bot, instead of nothing appearing, we would see one of these cute images here. How does everyone feel about that? Is everyone excited to build their very own chatbot? Okay, to start off, what I need everyone to do is I need you to download Telegram. So if you're using your laptops, if you go onto Telegram, you can download it for a PC or Mac, whatever you have. And then could everyone shout out in the chat when they're done with that? Also, there's no pressure to follow along. Yeah, the idea is that we build a chatbot right now. We'll also go through the code together if anyone wants to volunteer, but If you'd like to follow along as well, because we have an hour, then step one is downloading Telegram on your machine. But you can also download it on your phone, but it's most probably just easier to have everything on your computers. The other thing that everyone needs to have is an environment that we can run Python in. So I'm just going to send everyone an account that they can set up. It's a free trial, but if everyone who wants to join along, if you just want to set up an account and code anywhere, and then just give me a shout. Maybe people in the chat can let me know who's following along. So who would like to actually build the chatbot right now? Okay, great. Yay. Okay, thank you. Well, then we can use, I can give a quick demo of what, okay, no worries, John. Thank you very much. You can code along in Python IDE, but if you want to, you can also use code anywhere just so that we all have the same environment. So I think it might be easier if somebody shares a screen as a volunteer, and then I can sort of guide through the steps, and everyone can also watch what we're trying to do. Because I have everything set up, not set up on my machine, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So who would like to volunteer? Mir, are you okay with volunteering? Oh, Mudassir, sure, thank you. If you want to share your screen, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Sarah, I'm not sure if Telegram needs to be on a laptop, but I would suggest it is. But obviously, to do the coding, you would need your laptops ready. So let's find out together in a second. But let's show everyone what we're trying to do first. So you can start timing it. So within 10 minutes, hopefully, we're gonna have our first chatbot demoed. Okay. So do you have Telegram installed? Step one. Let's see if you can do this on your phones as well. So let's start with the easy part, which is Telegram. So can you show us your desktop version of Telegram, please, if you don't mind sharing? Okay, perfect. Okay, so if you have Telegram on your phones, follow along. Let's see if this works or not, but I believe it will. Okay, firstly, you have to create the shell for the bot. In order to do that, you need to create a new bot in BotFather. So type in BotFather in your Telegram. BOT father, a capital F. Oh, the first thing that comes up. So look for bot father in Telegram. So I don't think you need to, I think you can do this on your phone as well. So thank you for asking that question. Okay, so you go to bot father in Telegram bot, and now you want to create your shell for your bot. So if you click on start, right at the bottom, where just under your stop sharing, there's exactly. So So you're getting all these things to do, and it's telling you what to do, which is create a new bot. So if you do / new bot, without the space, please. Okay, so the bots, you're talking to a bot to build a bot, which is quite funny. So follow the instructions now. Choose a name for your bot. It needs to end with bot, so you can call it, okay, I like this Stark bot. It needs to be one word, please. Okay, try that. Okay, it didn't seem to like that. Try Stark _BOT, even though you did the right thing. Okay. Screen is vague and not readable. Do you think you can zoom into your screen at all? Otherwise, I will try to show my screen in a second. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'll show you the Telegram bot. Let's just try and get this working. So what it's basically saying right now is just erroring. It's saying it doesn't like the name because it's already taken. So you have to try another name. So just try exactly what you've tried. So MSKK bot and share that. So, okay. So what I would suggest doing, I'll share my screen. Can you try a few bot names and then give me a shout when it's working? So I'm going to share my screen and show everybody what bot father looks like. Thank you. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't see the chat and the bots together. So Mohammed, can you shout out if it's not clear still, the screen? So it might be a little tricky to zoom in onto this. Let me see if I can hide. Okay, so here is our bot father interaction. We start by typing new bot. Then bot father is saying to us, how are we going to call it? Please choose a name for your bot. And this is where you do some tries to find a bot. So I can call this test 123 _ bot. Okay, it seems to be okay with that. Now it's asking me to choose a username for my bot, which must end in BOT. So I'll just try the same again. It says it's taken, so then you have to keep trying. So this is where it's a bit annoying because you're trying to find a name for your bot, which isn't taken. Okay, now it's just mocking me. Voila, so finally it comes up with a name. And what's really important is this token here. So everyone that's following along, once you've created your shell, you need to have this token. And if you click here, where it says you find me at, this is the shell for your bot. So this is the first part that we're doing, and then we're going to use Python to write the code for our bot. I'm just going to check the chat again and see where everyone's at. Oh, thanks, Mohammed. I didn't realize I wasn't sharing the screen. So Great. So you go onto Telegram, you type botfather. You want to interact with the botfather by typing new bot, and you just follow the instructions. And for those following along, you need to be here. So you need to get this message saying done, congratulations on your new bot. And what's really important for the next step is this token here. So for those following along, yeah, give me a shout out when that's done. And then we can focus on the next part. We can take a few minutes, but then Mudassir, are you okay sharing your screen again? What I would suggest for the purpose of this workshop, if you are following along, is to set up an account on Code Anywhere. So the two things that you need to have set up is your Telegram bot, which I guess you can also have on your phone. And then the other thing that we need to set up is your Python environment. And just for the purpose of today, I would suggest using Code Anywhere. And then we can try replicating it on your local machines. Okay, so you see this token? Remember this token, this is really important. So can you go on to Code Anywhere now? I put it in the chat. It's called Code Anywhere, and you just need to set up an account there. Not taken part like that. Yes, so just follow the Code Anywhere instructions, create an account, and then share your screen with us, please. I'm also just going to propose a 5-minute break as well. I'm just going to get some water. I suggest everyone does the same. And then just either please talk openly or in the chat. And we're going to do the next part, which Mudassir is going to share his screen, and we're going to do the Python code together. I just think it's easier to demo on someone else's machine so that we go at a slower pace. So those following along, can you please set up an account on Code Anywhere, and then I can show you the next steps. And I'm just going to take a 5-minute break and suggest everyone else do that as well, or take the time to download, make sure you have the Telegram bot working and you've got Code Anywhere set up. So you could try Replit it. I couldn't get that working personally. But what's really important is you need to have your code and you need to have access to a terminal. And if you think replit.com does that, then great. Code Anywhere won't charge you. It's just a trial. It's just something I've used before and I know it works. But Replit, it also looks really cool. Let me also just check quickly. I think when I was trying to build this bot, there was some blocker that I had. So I just think for today's purposes, we're okay using Code Anywhere. That'd be great. But then maybe once we built the first demo, we could try it with Replit or locally as well. Thank you, though. Hey, okay. Who would like to volunteer then if we can't get Mudassir? Mia, are you okay volunteering, sharing your screen? Thank you. Okay, thanks very much. So yeah, if you go to Code Anywhere, so the first thing is we want to create a container. The reason why I'm encouraging using Code Anywhere is just so that we all have the same setup because I don't know what everyone's machines look like. So if you, for your first container, you just give it a name. That's a really cool name. And then if you in search stacks, could you type Python? Yep, exactly. And if you could create that, perfect. Mudassir, what is my chat anywhere? Okay, if you could just verify your account, then that should be working. You just need to go to your emails and verify your account. Yeah, sorry, Mudassir, what is my chat anywhere? Okay, it should work. You just need to just set up an account and verify it in your emails. But let's see. Yeah, let's just follow this and then we can see what we can do. You can also try running it. I think someone suggested REPL it. We'll try that in a second. Okay, so we're creating a container. So let's just waiting for that to load. Mudassir, could you share why your code anywhere isn't working? Okay, so I'll show you what you can do then in a second. So if you just create a new project, please, Mir, and just call it whatever you want. Okay, this is just to make sure that everyone has all the libraries and that we don't have any issues. That was the only purpose, but I can show you what you can do in a second. Okay, so it seems like we have some people that are quite confident with the terminals, and what I would suggest doing is cloning my repo. So feel free to do that if you can do that already. Otherwise, yeah, people following the code anywhere. What I need you to do now is clone my repo. So if you do git clone, and then copy and paste the link from the chat. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with cloning, but if you do git, I can send the. So I just need everyone to clone the repo. So if you type copy and paste the code that I just sent, it's called git clone and then the bot. So if you scroll down, you see here it says git clone. If you can copy and paste that code. but copy it with git clone. So copy the whole thing, copy the whole line of code. Thank you. And then in your terminal, so where just if you can, you don't need a new terminal, your terminal's fine. So where you have chatbot at chatbot maker, if you can just paste the code there. Perfect. And now if you do cd, space, and then go into the directory called Telegram bot. Nope, just call it cd and then call it Telegram_bot. Perfect. So you see on your left-hand side, you have something called Telegram bot. Do you want to just open the folder and show everybody what's in there? Okay, so we have lots of code, we have some data, and this is a code that we're going to use to build our very own dog bot. So first thing you need to do now is you need to install all the requirements that we need. So which libraries that we're using. So in order to do that, you do pip install -r. Oh, no. So pip install -r. Yep, with the space. Yep. Space, and then requirements.txt. Just double check your spellings for requirements. Yep, and then text should be txt. So what we're doing now is we're installing all the libraries that we need. As you can see, there's lots of libraries, so it's going to take a few minutes. Okay, while we're waiting for that, can you open up the script called dog_bot? Okay. So you see here where it says your token, can you delete this line which is os.getEnd? And can you paste your token from the chatbot? So delete everything in there and delete the Telegram token. Perfect. And if you go to your chatbot, remember there's that long line for your token? You need to copy and paste that there. So it says this uses token to act exactly. To just copy and paste that. And if you want, can you put it in quotation marks? So just put it in so that we know it's a string. So just put a quotation mark at the front and a quotation mark at the end. Perfect. Okay, now let's get ready to run your code. So if you go back to your terminal, if you make sure you save it, and then go to your terminal. So yeah, at the bottom of the screen is your terminal, so you don't need to open a new one. So just click exactly where you are, and now type in Python. Oh, no, not there. At the bottom, you know where it says CA box at botmaker workspace, right at the bottom of the screen? Yep, and just click, yeah, perfect. So type in Python, space, and the name of your script, which is dog_bot.py. Perfect, run that. Let's see what errors. Okay, now if you go to your bot, So if you go back to your Telegram chat. Okay. Do you see where it says you will find your bot at Mir Hosum bot? If you click there. Yeah, click that. Oh no, just click on it. And now click start. Voila! You have your very own chatbot. Now, if you type in start with / sorry in the front and press enter, it will give you a randomly generated dog image. Congratulations, you built your very own dog bot. And if you want to, while your code is running on your machine, you can share that bot with your friends. Would anyone else like to volunteer? And then we can try building another version of the bot. But this was a really simple bot. So we created this frame in Telegram. We use Python to tell the bot to access the dog image. And every time you press start, it collects this image for you. It's a really simple bot, but really cool. Would anyone else like to volunteer? And thank you very much for volunteering. That's really amazing. That's very cool. No, very impressed. Thank you for volunteering. Mudassir, would you like to try? Did you get Replit working? Do you want us to try getting it working in Replit now? Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, feel free to whoever wants to volunteer. Okay, so Mudassir, were you able to get your bot running? Okay, yeah, do you want to show us your bot? We could try another one, but if anyone didn't get it working and wants to, this is a space where we all try to get our bots working together because teamwork is such an important part of anything that we do. Okay, so Mudassir, thank you for sharing that. So I just shared, I don't know if people are familiar with GitHub here, but the GitHub repo contains all my code. So if you click on that, you'll see all the instructions. So don't worry about losing the instructions. But I'm really happy to see that you were able to set up. I'm just going to double check if anybody else wants to build a dog bot, and then we can try running the next script. So last offer, Data Science Club, did you say you want to volunteer? Okay, then yeah, do you want to share your screen and then we can build another bot now? Okay, so if you can go back to Code Anywhere or Replit, whatever you're using. Okay, perfect. So we have a few scripts in here. We have another script called simple_bot. So if you click on simple_bot, maybe just close the other screen so we can all see your code. Thank you. So if you go to the left-hand side, you can see all the scripts. And there's a script called simple_bot.py. If you click on that, perfect. So the dog_bot script was calling image URL and saying every time you type start in the bot, give me a dog image. Now we want to build a chatbot that talks like a human, but we're still going to start by writing some rules. So if you look at the code, it says definition start. So when you put start in the bot, you get the response saying, hello, how are you? And then every time you type something in the bot responds with whatever you said, which is what the second definition is doing. And then the third definition is just combining everything together. So what you need to do now is if you scroll up, if you can just replace it with your token ID. You can also get that token ID from your dogbot script. Okay, now go to your terminal, and what you need to do is just Control C, so you're not running your dogbot anymore. So now, once you press Control C, your dogbot will die. So Control C. One second, Sarah, thank you. Do you know what I mean by Control C? Just you need to exit your, so you press Control and C. And press Enter. Perfect. So we've killed a dog bot. So now if you were sharing that with your friend, just like when I gave everyone the demo, it didn't work, the same would happen because the dog bot's not running anymore, which is sad. So we're going to run now our new script, which is called simple_bot. So write Python space simple_bot. Just check your spellings. Okay, now if you go to your bot again, so if you go to your chat, perfect. Now type in start. Hello, how are you? And now if you type in whatever you want. It's just going to keep repeating what you say. So type something, it'll repeat it. That's all the simple bot is doing right now. That's all. And if you go back to your code, go to your simple_bot code. You see in the first definition where it says start, hello, how are you? You can change that text to whatever you want. You can say, hello, this is my simple bot. Feel free to play with that. Sara, do you want to ask your question? Sorry, I didn't respond straight away. Okay, were you able to set up the bots? So you see what you just did there? You made a change yourself. So your start function will do whatever you tell it to do. And so we're writing these very rule-based bots. So anybody else that wants to volunteer, make sure that they have all the bots up and running. But thank you so much for volunteering. That's really impressive. And there's one more bot we're going to build, but I want to make sure that everyone's able to build the simple bots first. Any other volunteers? Okay, do you want to share your screen? And then we can import it together. But if you're unable to share your, thank you. Okay, so if you go into your code anywhere. Okay, thank you. Perfect. So if you go to your terminal, which is at the bottom, you can also press new terminal. Perfect. Okay, so first you need to clone it. So in order to do that, you do git clone. With a space in between. So if you go to my code, go to the GitHub page again. If you scroll down, all the instructions are there. And also, oh, very smart. If you click there where the code is, you can just copy and paste the code. Exactly. But if you scroll down, all the instructions are in the GitHub repo. So we did the first step, which we have Telegram. We created our bots in Telegram, and now we're cloning the repo. Yep, and just delete the code in the front because you just paste your code again. So do git, yep, exactly, git clone, and the name of the repo. And now if you do cd telegram bot, you go inside the directory. So in your terminal, can you write that as, it won't work right now. We need to do the, so do cd telegram underscore bot. CD, sorry. So we're going into this directory called telegram bot. Yep, and just keep an eye on the spellings. Perfect. So first we need to install all the libraries that we need. So to do that, we do pip install, pip install, so pip install, -r requirements.txt. txt. And exactly, you can also follow the instructions from the repo. Yep, just make sure the spellings are correct, perfect. And so that's gonna run. So if you wanna open up your simple bot script in the meantime, which you have, so all you need to do is where it says your token, just replace that with your Telegram token. Just delete the whole from os.getEnd. I can also show you another way. So if you want to keep that, hold on. So if you want to follow the code, so if you copy and paste what it says, so do telegram underscore token, and then pass in your token. Yep, paste it. Do you want the simple bot running or the dog bot running? If you want the simple bot, then replace, yep, that's fine. So in the code that you pasted, it says telegram underscore token. Can you replace your token with your actual token? So not in your code, but in the terminal this time. So go to the end of the screen. To end of your terminal, so where you just pasted telegram underscore token equal, yep, perfect. So if you just go back and where it says your token, replace that with your actual token. Not in the code, I meant in the terminal, but it's okay if it's confusing, no worries. Could you, where is your Telegram bot? Can you show us your Telegram bot? Your actual Telegram bot, so the one on your machine or your phone. You need to get the ID from your bot.
Hello, sorry, I was little lost. So here I am using this one on the terminal and I'm going to run this token, right?
But where is your token? We need your token ID.
Maybe I didn't create it before. Yeah, just let me
So yeah,
double check.
no worries, take your time. So if you go, you need to create so you need to go to Telegram and you need to create the
token.
Yep, exactly. Yep, but you have to go into Telegram to create the token.
Yeah.
So if you open up your Telegram.
Yeah, and then say send me the message, right?
Yeah, sure. But you need to first, I think, install Telegram to do this step.
Okay, I'll do that. No problem. Thank you so much.
So then, but that's once you, so we can do that. It's okay because maybe some other people join late. So there's no rush. Maybe you just want to install Telegram. So just go through the instructions.
Okay, I need to install the Telegram and then get the token and replace the token in the code.
Exactly. So you have two options. So you can replace it in the code where it says your token, replace os.getEnd with your token.
Yes.
And then you run or do it below. Exactly.
At the below. Yes, I got it. Okay.
But then if you're going to replace at the top, just run python dogbot underscore py.
Yes, just run the Python file. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I know it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, yeah, Mudassir, please share your screen. And then Anis, can you give us a shout when you've got that running? Could be great to see that you have that working.
Yes, sure.
Mudassir, do you want to share your screen? Okay, so where are you stuck? So if you open your folder where it's called telegram_bot and click on your file called dog_bot.py, so this is your script. So where is your token? So if you go to your Telegram bot, exactly. So this long token here, yep, exactly. Copy and paste that. So now if you go to your terminal, which is at the bottom, so where it says CA box at first bot, can you go there, please? Okay, if you want to do that, can you then delete os.getEnv and just replace, just use your token ID.
I'm sorry, miss. Should I delete this entire part over here?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And then also the brackets. And at the end, exactly. And then if you save that, and now if you go to the bottom of where your terminal is, then just type in Python. No, sorry, right at the bottom. So where you did your git clone in your terminal.
Here?
Yep, exactly. No, right to the bottom. So you just where it says, yep, keep scrolling. You got it. Yep, click. Yay. So now do Python with 1 P. Now you have no P's. It's okay. It's a lot of pressure, like coding, especially when someone's watching. So take your time. Thank you so much for volunteering as well. It's really impressive. And do dog_bot.py. And just make sure that the space, so you want to tell the terminal to run this Python code. Yep, enter. Okay, oh, it's because you're not in your Telegram bot, so just do cd on a Telegram bot.
Okay, sorry, can you repeat?
So you want to tell the terminal to go into your Telegram bot, so do cd space Telegram_bot. Perfect. And now press enter. Now do Python space dog_bot, and it will work now. Enter. Okay, so it hasn't installed all your libraries. So you see here it errored when you did pip install. So can you do that same code again? So do pip install -r space requirements. So just make sure you spelt it correctly this time. Yep, ents.txt. That looks good to me. Press enter. And this time you should see all the files running. There you go. So now when you run your code, it'll work. Okay, Isra, just yep, 1 second. So Anais, were you able to create your Telegram bots?
Hi, Miss Sara. Actually, we cannot install any software on your PCs because we are at our office. So for that reason, I couldn't install Telegram on a PC. I'm doing it on my mobile. So
Okay, cool. Okay.
I just want to know, does this chatbot works only with Telegram or any others? Like,
So this one is only designed for Telegram, the way the code works, but you could recycle the code and use maybe a WhatsApp equivalent or something else, but you'd
yeah.
have to change the code slightly.
Yeah, I know it is like the imports, but that is what we have to change. Like you give import from telegram.ext, and is that the place what I'm looking at? It's correct.
Yeah, you would just replace it with some other libraries, but you'd
Other
have to change the
libraries.
code a little bit.
Yes,
exactly.
okay.
But the framing still works. But this one's designed for Telegram because Telegram is a bit safer. So 1 second, Mudassir. If you see where you put your token, you need to put it in single quotes, not double quotes. And also just make sure you've picked up your token correctly. So do single quote, not double quote. Yep, and go to the end. I think your quote at the end, okay, and then save this. And can you run this again? Can you run your Python dog_bot? It doesn't seem to like your libraries as well, but you've installed everything correctly. Okay, can you see there's a gap between O2 and O3? Can you delete the space between because you're getting some sort of error?
Where, Miss? Sorry.
You've got some sort of error where it says import requests. I don't know why it's giving you an error there. You see it's like underlining your import. So there's some sort of error that's happened. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, can you just make sure you saved your, can you Command C? Sorry, Command S or Control S?
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay, can you scroll down? You see it's saying line 37 is, can you scroll down? Go to line 37. It's saying line 29 now, so let's go to line 29. Okay, go back up. Just run it one more time and then we might just have to just start again. Oh, thank you, Mir. Ishrat, were you able to find the token? Could somebody help Ishrat find the token, please? Yeah, that should work. It just didn't save. So now if you go to your Telegram, we can also show you where to find the token. So if you go to now your Telegram, exactly. So when you create your bot father, when you go to bot father and create your new bot, it will tell you where to get your token from, which has been highlighted. So now can you click on the link where it says t.me/not taken bot. I love that name. It's my favorite name ever. So click on that. Click on start. Ta-da! And every time you press start, it'll give you a dog bot image. And now, if you want to try the simple bot, go on with Usher.
Yes.
That's cool. And now if you want to try a simple bot, you need to just exit this code. So you have to kill it. So do Control C. In your terminal, so at the bottom, so we have our code is at the top and our terminal is at the bottom. So in the second half of the screen, exactly, do Control C, enter, perfect. And now if you want to run your other script, if you go to now simple_bot, yep, enter, and then replace your token again. Or, but if you just wait a second, if you go to the bottom, go back to your terminal, and then do your underscore token. So type your underscore token. So the variable name is your underscore token with capitals, all in capitals. Token equal. And then can you paste your token in this time, but paste it here, not in the code to do. Oh, this is cool. Oh, you've got the jump smart. I like that. It's very cool. So just put it in quotation marks. You might not need to. Don't. Let's try. Let's see. And then do space. And do Python. Simple_bot. So space, and then run your simple underscore bot. Ishrat, we'll share your screen in a second and we can go through the code together if that's okay.
Do I need the
.py?
.py extension? Okay.
Yep, you have to tell it that it's a Python file. And let's see if this works. If not, it's because the token needs to be in quotation marks. So press enter. Yep, so if you go back, just do your arrow up and just put the quotation, your token in quotation marks and with no space as well. So just if you click your arrow up, it will give your code again. So just, yeah, perfect. And then can you make sure there's no space? There's a space after your equal token. Can you remove the space? You see after, yep, thank you. Yep, press enter. Should, and you can try, it should work without, but yeah, try that. Press enter. Yeah, I think you need to delete the quotation marks and it should work. If that doesn't work, then sorry, you have to go back to how you originally did it and update the code. You deleted, yeah. Yeah, try that. Okay, I didn't seem to like that, but that's maybe because the token isn't correct. But yeah, if you then just do what you did before and just replace your token in the script with your token and then run your code, but that should have worked. I will double check it later. So go to dog underscore bot and you can copy and paste your token across.
Miss, we have this module call over here, os.get env. What is that for?
Yep. So it was first so that you could pass a parameter, so you didn't have to replace it in the code, but for some reason it's not working, and I'm not sure why that is. So that's why. So you can just remove that and then just do what we did before.
All right.
So if you go to your dog underscore bot code.
I just need the token, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
So I'm not sure what didn't work, but basically the reason for getting the os.getEnv was so that you could write it from your terminal, and something didn't quite work. So I need to double check what happened there. But for now, we can get it working like this. So just put that in quotation marks. Yep, save that and then run that and let's see what happens. And just do Python simple underscore bot this time. Yeah, that should work. Again, not sure why it didn't work with the token, but I'll double check
Thank you.
that in a second. No worries, and you can run that. Ishra, do you want to share your screen? Let's get it working for you.
Miss Sara, actually, when we are working with bot father, okay, and we type start, and after that, where will you find the token?
You have to follow the instructions. So then you type start, you follow the instructions, you create a name, and then you finally create your bot. So just keep following the instructions. The bot father tells you what you need to do.
All right, got it. Thank you.
I can quickly share my screen as well, just as a reminder. You can see my messy Telegram. Also, apologies, not very data safe friendly, this workshop. So here, you type in new bot, then bot father speaks to you. All right, what are we gonna call it? You give it a name, you give it a username. It keeps telling you the username is taken, but eventually it says done, congratulations, here's your bot and here's your token. And that's the token that we need. Ishra, do you want to share your screen? Okay, so if you go to your Telegram, so can you go to Botfather, please? Yep, exactly. So you haven't actually created your bot yet. So first you need to create your shell. So here, click on Start. Follow the instructions. So do / new bot. Yep, just one / and one word. So you see, like just above edit bots, it gives you a command saying / new bot to create a new bot. So you just need to rewrite that. Yep, above. If you go click above. Yay, there you go. And delete the / at the end and remove any spaces. And it's just new bot, not new bots. Yep, and then delete the space between. Perfect. Press enter. And now it's telling you what to do. Okay, so just give it a name. Love it. Press enter. Now it's going to ask you to give it a username, so you can call it my bot again, but it's going to tell you that it already exists. So think of something a little bit more creative. Keep trying. Trust me, this is the annoying part. This is the most annoying part of this workshop. What you could do is put an underscore between. Try that and should work. Yeah, try something like IMK12345. Just be a little creative. I'm sorry, this is the frustrating part. Yeah, thank you so much for your feedback. I'll just share my LinkedIn information. So feel free to add me. Always here to answer any questions. I hope that leads to my LinkedIn profile. It does. Oh, it has to end with _bot. So just try the same, but just has to end with _bot. But yeah, this is why I don't like demoing this part, because I have to try so many different iterations. Yay! So now you see where it says token? Exactly, copy and paste your token. Perfect. And now go to your code. Let's see, hold on, let's see if you're all set up. Okay, exactly. So go to dog_bot. Yep, click on that. And then can you replace os.getM Telegram bot with your token and make sure it's in quotation marks. Replace the whole thing. So everything, remove the os.getM as well. So it should be your _token equal your token. Yep, and remove the brackets as well. And it might fail in the double, so just put it in single quotation marks. Again, these are like the really frustrating things about about this workshop. Hold on, yep, and then in the start, perfect, save it. So Control S, Command S, whatever you're using. Oh, that, thank you. And then run your code. So if you put the arrow up, it'll go back to your previous line of code, or you can type it. .py, because you need to tell it that you're running a Python script. And then if you go to your Telegram, again, if you click on where it says you will find it at t.me, scroll up, you see in the exactly, congratulations, exactly, click on that. Click on start. Hello. And if you type /start, it'll give you an image every time. Yay. Honestly, congrats to everyone who volunteered, was so courageous. It's so much to do in such a little amount of time, but I'm really happy to see that everyone volunteered and everyone was able to build their dog bot. And now if you want to build a simple bot, same thing, use a script. Do we have any more volunteers to build our artificial intelligence bot? We're going to guide through it, just need someone to share their screen, and we're just going to, same thing, we just have to run some code. So if anyone would like to volunteer, that'd be really cool. Okay, not getting any volunteers, that's fine. I can share my screen if I can get it working quickly. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so this is my code anywhere environment. So first I need to clone the repo because I haven't cloned it. So git clone. Okay, I go into the directory called Telegram bot. I need to install all the libraries. Okay, so here's my folder, Telegram bot, and it has a file called text processing. So this is when chatbots get really interesting because we're feeding information and we need to do so much cleaning. So don't get too scared, but this is what a long script we have to do a little bit of cleaning. Thankfully, we have all the code. All we need to do is run this ai_bots.py file. Okay. So I'm going to go to Telegram. I'm going to go to botfather. I'm going to take my token from here. I'm going to paste my token in. I'm going to save it. And then it should be as simple as running a Python. So what this script here is doing is a little bit more involved than the others. And I'm sorry that we're not going through all the code in so much detail. But what this bot here is doing is connecting to Wikipedia. And you can ask the bot to tell you different things that we don't have to hardcore program. If you look at the code, all it's doing is doing a lot of cleaning and trying to process the text. So it's doing some normalization, removing some stop words. But it gets really interesting because what happens is we can feed the bot some data. So here, for example, I pasted some UN data, and the bot is learning from this data. So again, not something we can cover in like a few minutes, but I just wanted to show you that you have access to a really powerful bot, and there's so many other more iterations of this. So if I run Python AI bot, okay, it's downloading all these packages. And then if I go to my Telegram bot and click here, I start. It says, hi, I'm Chatterbot, your very own AI bot. What would you like to know? I would like to know about, so one catch is you have to write tell me about. So you said, tell me about Obama. Okay, something should appear. And voila, tell me about Saudi Arabia. Voila. So instead of me telling the computer, oh, put this information and output this information, I'm using a little bit of AI for the bot to be able to start to tell us more than we would not. So instead of me telling the bot very simple rules, the bot is getting a little bit smarter and it's able to do really cool things like tell us about, I don't know, if someone wants to volunteer for something, let me know. And then over time, you can get even smarter and you can put more data in and you can start asking questions such as, what are the sustainable UN goals? It's a little messy, but what it does is it takes that data file I showed you and it tries to process it. So not bad for something that we spent a few minutes working on. I'm going to stop sharing. I want to see if anyone wants to volunteer again, and then they can also have their very own AI bot as well. Go on, Mudassir, share your screen. You can all share your screen. I wish you'd volunteered before. So again, I know I went through that really quickly, but if you look through the code is doing a lot of text processing. Does not know what we could be searching for. So that connecting to Wikipedia is really powerful. And you'll see it also doesn't work all the time, and we'll find out in a second. So yep, if you go to your AI bot, you've got your token, perfect. So do Python. AI underscore bot. And press enter. Okay, you see he's got all these packages. So if you go into your Telegram bot now, okay, and just start with something like, just press start. So do /start. Oh, very cool. And let's see what comes up. Sometimes it takes a bit of time. Sometimes it errors because it doesn't quite understand. I mean, USA should come up. So if you go to your terminal, go back to code anywhere and just check if it hasn't errored on something. Okay, for some reason it didn't like that. Do you want to try putting that in as United States of America and see what comes up? So this is, we're learning. So this is, if it's a mistake and it happens, and that's what we need to then sometimes code to be like, oh, pick up lower cases. And this is where it gets a little complicated. But if you try that, let's see what comes up. So in this case, that's a coding error from my side, which is like, I'm not, or we need to do more text processing to be able to see USA and United States of America is the same. So this is why text processing is a really important field. And it goes back to a lot of the work that data scientists do is around cleaning the data so these chatbots can understand and do all the cool things that they do. So that was a really good example you gave there. Ziad, do you want to share your screen? The AI bot, again, is a very simple AI bot, but it has some text processing information. And I really like, again, you can feed it some data and it can answer questions. And I can try to give everyone a live demo quickly. Let me see if I have. Okay, I will show you in a second. But yes, go on. So tell me about AI. Oh, I like that one. Tell me about you. Okay, failed on Python. That's interesting. Try putting Python in lowercase. Tell me about Python. Let's see if that comes up. So we're learning some limitations about the chatbot, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, sometimes it's weird. It doesn't seem to understand. So instead of writing "tell me about AI," try "tell me about artificial intelligence" and see what comes up. And just fix the spelling as well.
Miss Sarah, are they like, to work with the bots, are they like some token strings, like tell me about what is, etc., etc.? Are there any fixed
Yeah,
strings?
so in my use case, when you look at the code, I'll show you in a second. I say you have to start with tell me about, and then it gives an output. So again, this is just one iteration of many iterations, and you can make a really smart bot which would be able to pick up anything that you say. But this is just something we're starting with. So this one works only with tell me about. And I'll show you how we make it a little bit smarter. I'll give you a demo in a second. So one thing I've learned from today is, he says, tell me about AI. It's not smart enough to understand, but when you tell it about artificial intelligence, it's able to pick it up. But it's not bad for a really basic AI bot, so it's still a pretty cool thing to have built. So let me give like a quick example. So we were able to pick up some, tell me about some machine learning, AI, in some way or the other. How do we get it to make it a little bit smarter? So let's see if this demo works or not. So I'm just going to share my screen again. So something that I was teaching a group of students, and they asked me, how could we use this data more? And I tried to do a live demo and it didn't quite work. So this time I'm a little bit more prepared. So let's see if this works or not. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm just going to call it test. Okay. So I'm going to use this link here, which is basically a website. Let me show everybody quickly. Which basically talks about all the restrictions that are happening during COVID-19. It's a little outdated, but it's just an example. So it has, if my bot was really smart, I wouldn't have to paste the information. I could just, like we did with the dog bot, I could say, pick up this information from this link here. But right now my bot is a little limited, so I have to copy and paste all the data. So I will copy and paste it here. And you can see this is all the text. I'm doing a little bit of cleaning, which I'm cheating. So here's an example of a text file that I fed in. Okay, I go to my AI bot. I need to change the code. So let's just quickly go through the code. As we saw in the last two bots, when we start, we can ask the bot to answer something. Here it gets really interesting because it's reading our input data, and then so here it's reading our file called test. It's reading it, it is lowercasing it, and then it's tokenizing it. So doing some processing. Then once it's tokenized what we've inputted, it is trying to generate a response using this one way of processing text data. There's lots of great embeddings out there, but this one just uses a TF-IDF model. Anis, I don't answer your question, but here I say, start with tell me about, and then it checks Wikipedia and it gives a response. Otherwise, it tries to look through the data files and see if there's anything there. Here we're connecting to the Wikipedia file. It should print an error, but unfortunately it's not, so I need to fix that. Finally, there's other things that you can do, like if you say exit or buy, the bot could shut down. So the bot's not running forever. Go on.
Yeah, that means we can give certain cases, like, just not only telling me about, and it can be a certain strings, whatever we like, we can support. Yep.
Exactly. So here you can play around with this. It's just something that I just started with. You can be tell me about, or you can keep it, again, you want to make it smarter. You want to give it as less rules as possible. So this is just a very simplified version of what we can do. So I'm just going to restart the bot. So remember, I just pasted some data. And 1 second. If we go here, we can maybe ask a question like, what travel restrictions are being enforced? So instead of writing this tell me about, we can be a little bit freer with the questions we ask. And hopefully it responds with something. If not, there's an error somewhere. So it's responded with where can I travel in Europe? Okay, not perfect, but it's one way. What is happening in Sweden? Maybe we can ask that. Okay, so again, it's not perfect, but this is one way how we can use text data. We clean the text data, and then our bot can be a little smarter, a little bit freer. Let's try with another country. Okay, that one makes sense. So there's a little bit of processing that we have to do behind the scenes, but I just want to give a quick demo of how we make the bot even smarter by collecting lots of different data sources. And then what we end up doing is just writing questions. We don't tell the bot, tell me about, or using it like Wikipedia. We're using it like an artificially intelligent bot. So it's not the most mind-blowing example, but it's just a starting point. So I hope that inspires you. We have 5 more minutes left, so if anybody wants to play one of the bots, wants to check something, ask any questions, I'm here. But otherwise, from my side, thank you very much. Thank you for being such an interactive and fun group of people to work with. Always brings me a lot of joy. I hope I've inspired you and taught you about some of the applications of AI. And I hope you enjoyed building your very own AI bot as well. So thank you very much. And yeah, congratulations to you all for volunteering and building this bot. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Sara. It was very informative. We loved doing coding in this way also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the way I also love to learn. And again, there's so much context you will need that I'm not even providing, and the fact that you're able to just pick everything up so quickly, it's really impressive. So thank you very much for thanks very much. Anyways, we have 5 more minutes if anyone wants to hang back and go through their bots, then I am here. Otherwise, please add me on LinkedIn. I will also share my slides so that you have that, and my GitHub repo has all the instructions so that you can recreate the work we did today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Sara, for this wonderful, inspiring session. And we are really thankful for all the attendees for attending and for their interest and to be volunteer and very, very mashallah interactive session. Thank you so much for your time and your support. And we do hope we will keep it up in the future as well from time to time. Yeah, mashallah, our faculty, our student, we are really thankful to them for their commitment and for this time. Really, the great session. And we will share the recording. Our YouTube channel is there. I already shared the link. And Ms. Sara will share the PowerPoints with us, and we will share that material with all the attendees as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm just going to say, Mudassir, we can hang back and we can try running it locally. So if anyone's interested in seeing how we run it locally, stay back. Otherwise, let's, feel free to carry on with your day. But thank you very much. Go on, Mudassir, you can share your screen. But again, it's completely optional. You can also do this in your own time. But I just want to make sure that, Mudassir can get it working on his machine.
So, Ms. Sara, be ready for another future session with us. It seems our PSU faculty, our student enjoyed a lot. So hopefully you will manage another session as well.
I will have to build a smarter AI bot. I think that was as far as I got for this workshop. But I need to build a smarter
great.
AI bot. But no, absolutely. I love doing workshops and always happy. Let me know what everyone's interested in learning, and always happy to do a workshop on practical use cases of AI. So let's go onto your machine. So this is why I was avoiding using people's machines, because it's a bit hard to now look at. So if you do exit this, please. So do exit.
Miss Sara, can we work even on collabs? We can use collabs, right? Just cloning the GitHub.
You can, but I don't know how you use your terminal and Colab. That's why I don't showcase with
Then,
that.
in that case, we can work with our Jupyter notebooks, and there we have the shell.
Exactly. You'd have to either use something like Amazon SageMaker if you want to use something in
Yeah.
the cloud, but because you have to pay for that, that's why I just use Code Anywhere for the purpose of this demo. But yeah, you would. We're gonna do it on Mudassar's computer right now, so I can show
All
you how
right.
you get it running locally. But yeah, you would do your local notebooks and run everything locally. Mudassar, go on. Do you want to just go to your terminal? Mudassar, don't see. Yeah, if you have your IDE open, please use that. So do you have something like PyCharm or I'm trying to think what else. But you can just use your Jupyter notebooks, it's fine. So if you just open up your terminal, that's all we need. We don't need an IDE right now.
No, that's the only one I have right now. I don't have PyCharm.
That's fine. So just go back to your terminal, please.
So it's fine to work with PyCharm, right? So PyCharm is good.
Yeah, it's fine to work with anything. I just, like I said, because there's so many different types of
Yeah,
people
true,
and
true.
machines, I want you to actually build something. But yeah, if you can clone this on your local machine. The thing is, if you want to get the bot running, you have to run the script, and that's why I don't think it just use Colab. I don't, but if Colab has a terminal integrated with it, great. I would suggest using Amazon SageMaker for something like this. Because the thing is, we're trying to connect to this bot, and that's what the added layer of complexity is. But you should be able to run it locally, the same steps. You just need to make sure you have all the packages. So if you exit this, please, and I just need you to have your terminal. So just do exit, EXIT. Basically, we want the terminal. That's where how we are able to clone, and that's how we're able to run the bot. So if you could just open your command prompt or your terminal, we can start from there, and I can show you what you need to do.
Anaconda is also supportive in that case. They have a terminal?
Um,
Yes.
I'm not sure. See, I'm also learning this. I'm not sure, but again, the way I would do it, it'd be I'd have my local terminal, and then I'd open up my notebooks.
Okay.
Miss, I
But
didn't get you when you said terminal.
do you
If I
have
want
a
to enter,
Mac machine do you have a Mac or a Windows?
no, it's Windows.
CMD.
So can you
CMD.
open CMD, thank you. Just open
CMD.
up your command prompt. Exactly, thanks. Okay, so first, just like we did in Code Anywhere, you need to clone the repo. So do git clone.
I think Git is not installed, so they need to install
That will
Git in
be
this.
that's what I get, exactly. So you'll
Yeah.
see the errors that come up.
Yeah.
So git clone and then the name of the repo, and then it'll give you an error as Annie pointed out.
So should I have this link which you just sent me over there?
Yep. And just remove, the first two lines. It's okay, you can just let it error and then paste it, exactly. Enter. I think that's not the correct, did I miss something?
No, the Git
Oh,
is not
git,
installed.
sorry.
Yeah, Git is not installed.
That's one thing, but this is, I also didn't provide the correct path, sorry. Can you just try this, git clone? And then you need to install Git, that would be the other complication.
Should I install Git first and then move on with the other one?
Yes, can do. I'm also checking on Windows how you install Git. So yeah, this is where it becomes complicated and it's not so easy because then I don't know
It
how
takes
you
little
install.
time. Yeah, it takes little time.
That's why, yeah, that's the setup that I was trying to avoid. But the other thing you could do is you have my code. You can also just copy and paste. So you don't have to worry about having Git, but you should have Git. So another thing we can do is if you open up my repo, so just click on github.com, just click on my repo. Exactly. So just go to go to something simple. Go to dogbot. Exactly. And then just copy and paste that and then save the script. So just copy and paste the code and save it somewhere.
Okay.
So that's one way, and then we can install the libraries together, and that's it. Perfect. Yep.
So,
And
Ms.
save
Sara,
that.
my question is that if I have the code right now, if I just install the modules which are in the code, it should work, right?
Exactly. Yep. So
Okay.
it's really straightforward. Either you can clone the repo, but just you'll have to spend some time getting Git working, or you can now copy and paste. But let's get it working together because there's a recording and it might be useful for someone else. So yep. So go back to your script. So if you replace your token with your token
Just a second.
and remove the whole os.getEnds. Oh, I love this clipboard functionality. And then the quotation marks around it. Perfect. Yep, save that. And you want to call the file, call it dog_bots, and also let me know where you're saving it. Yep, and just keep it lowercase for good practice.
All right.
Okay, and you're putting in Python codes, and then maybe you want to create a .py. You need to save as a Python file.
I think that happens by default. I won't need to.
Okay, perfect. Then save it. Okay, you're right. You're right. Okay, cool. So you have your script ready. Now, if you want to install the libraries, so if you go back to the GitHub folder or the GitHub repo, you can also copy and paste the requirements text. So then put it in the same place, and then we'll do all the steps together.
Am I on the right page?
Yep, just copy and paste the files that we need to install.
Okay.
So that's why Git clone and Gits are useful. So instead of doing all this work manually, it's a really easy way to share code. And then this way we share code really quickly, really efficiently. We make changes, and this is how teams work together. And that's why I use something like Code Anywhere, because I know a lot of students, we don't like, I don't even teach my students how to use Git properly because it needs a little bit more time. So yeah, if you copy that code, yep. So now if you go to your, just open up a new text file in the same place that you stored your dog bot code.
All right.
And this time we want to save it as requirements and a text file. So call it requirements. Yep, and then as a save type, text. Perfect. And just make sure they're in the same location. Perfect. Yep. Now paste the code. Yay, okay. You can save that. So now if you go back to your command prompt.
Just a second, Miss. I think I missed something.
Oh, good. Yep, so go back to your command prompt, not this one, the other one, or yep, back to the beginning. Okay, now can you do dir? Enter. It just shows everything that you have. Where did you save all your code?
Shall I give the directory?
Yep, so do cd and then the name of the directory. No, don't do it like that. So just can you name the folder your code's in?
It's in my. Okay, that's a second.
Yep, so just do cd desktop. Delete, sorry. Do cd desktop. Oh, that's sorry, yeah, cd space. Do desktop. / and then the name of your file, which is Python codes. Perfect. Is that what it's called? Press enter. Okay, do dir again. And we can see everything that's in your Python codes folder. So press enter. Okay,
All
do you
right.
see your requirements file? Yes, perfect. So do the same as we did before and
I think
install
I
your
have.
requirements.
Is there something wrong with the requirements text? There is no bytes.
Do you want to open it? So if you do Again, I don't know the Windows equivalent. Just open up your requirements.txt. Let's see what happened.
Just a second, miss. I think I did something wrong with that.
Okay, nothing. You can also open up your requirements file and then we can. Yep, save. Replace it, sure. Now paste it again, paste the libraries that we need. Now save it. Okay, now open up your command prompt again. Yep, do dir. Did it work this time?
I'm checking.
Yep, it's fine now. Okay, so now do pip install -r requirements.txt. So now what this is doing is installing all the libraries. Another reason why I use something like cloud-based, because I don't know how much memory people have on their machines. And now I'm forcing you to install all these libraries. So that's also what I was trying to avoid. So if you just press enter, hopefully you have enough memory for these files, but if not, we will figure that out. Okay, so while this is installing, that's all you need to do. And then you just run your dogbot code. So just make sure you have the token replaced in your code, and then you can run it. That's it.
All right.
And then you do the same with the simple bot, and you do the same with the AI bot. But then you need to copy and paste everything from the. So clone the repo would be my advice, but do that when you have some time, because you just follow the instructions online how to get Git working. You don't need to have Python open.
I don't need that. Okay.
So you've got your. Can I just look at your code again, please?
The code.
Your yeah, dogbot. Just save that. Okay. Fine. Cool, perfect.
This is
so
it.
hopefully everything works. Yep. So once the libraries are installed, go to back to your command prompt. Perfect. We're not getting any errors, so that's good. So now just do Python space dog_bot.py. Press enter.
Okay, that's done.
Okay, and if you go to your terminal, in your Telegram bot, it should work. So just do start, exactly. There you go. Oh, it's still running your other bot. I think you need to kill it in code anywhere and then run it again.
All right, I'll do that.
Let's just check so that it works properly. So yeah, just do Control-C here. Yeah, perfect. Now go back to your command prompt. Okay, just do Control-C and then try running it again. And then just if you put an arrow up, your code, you'll go back to your code. So just the arrow up usually, perfect. And now go to your bot and it should work. Yay.
Yeah, it's
So
working.
yeah, if you clone the repo exact, you'll have everything on your machine. Follow the steps and you can run the AI bot as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Sara.
No worries. Thank you so much. But yeah, exactly. There's lots of different ways of getting it working. There's no right or wrong answer, just whatever works for people. But yeah, you need you need Telegram and you need access to your command prompt or terminal so you can speak to Python. So it's a little different. That's why we don't use notebooks for this building chatbots. But you can also use notebooks, but lots of ways of getting to the same thing. So play around with it and let me know. I'm always happy to improve on these workshops as well. Yes, thank you so much, everybody, and have a good Tuesday.
Thank you. See you. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome. Bye.